Greetings everybody, welcome to G4G on YouTube. I'm Napalm Dawn, and today we're going to take a look at the new update in Marvel Duel, which is the Black Order update. So we have a new Season Pass, and of course that brings with it a new Advanced Season Pass, which I always get. It is always worth it. So at 10 we are getting Supergiant. She of the Black Order that we hear so little about. Wherever the Black Order goes, Supergiant rarely ever seems to follow. She is in Marvel Future Fight, however, she is a boss in Marvel Future Fight that still has yet to get an advanced battle. A lot of the Black Order has the original version and the advanced versions. Supergiant still is languishing in the cafeteria, waiting for a chance to ride the elevator up to the penthouse. Hasn't happened yet. So, nice seeing Supergiant comes back. She comes back as a Guardian. After being attacked, deal 5 damage to all non-Black Order attack characters on both sides. So you're going to discover that, spoiler alert, the Black Order just kind of doesn't care. That's the easiest way to say it. They're all wearing the Melania Trump cloak of I don't care to you. They will go hog wild on everything and everything on the battlefield. Now she comes in as a Guardian, but she does not guard. So she's a little bit like Asp, where you have somebody who you think could eventually be a pretty decent tank, but she doesn't actually tank. It could work in your favor if she's not a Guardian, because if you have a lot of attack characters on your side, she's constantly going to get peppered, and she might even mow down your own team. If she's not guarding, she may get attacked a little bit less for balance. However, I think if you were running a strictly guard deck, otherwise known in some circles as the armor deck, you can slap a shield on her, like a Taskmaster shield, or the Captain America shield, or the Asgardian shield or something, and just really penalize the enemy team for attacking her. And I think if you start upping her power and her armor so that she lives longer, she is going to be a very, very dangerous tank with all this free damage that she's going to be doing. It's 3 real estate. So Mental Parasite is also Supergiant related. Change a friendly character into a Black Order character with +1 cost. If you have all 5 Black Order characters on your battlefield or in your hand, add a copy of Thanos to your hand. So, sort of going on Marvel Strike Force way of handling the Black Order, in that they kind of exist to basically do good things for Thanos. It is like the handmaiden servant squad for Thanos. So that's what you're going to get at 10. At 14, you're going to get a Proxima Spear emote, which does look pretty cute. Proxima as a chibi does not look nearly as deadly as you would imagine. It's actually kind of cute. 18, you get this Crystal Converting Core. At 20, we get Cull Obsidian, otherwise known as Black Dwarf. There's been a major pivot ever since the MFF days and the Marvel Avengers Alliance days to call him Cull Obsidian rather than Black Dwarf. I'm not really too sure if that was ever spurned on by something. But, you know, that's how he was in the movie, and that's how we know him in every game ever since. To me, I just kind of a purist to the old school. I also refer to him as Black Dwarf because that's how I know his origins. After launching an attack, deal N damage to all non-Black Order support characters on both battlefields, where N is equal to this card's power. So again, it kind of seems like you can work him into a Guardian deck. If you're not running support characters and he's the only attack character, and Supergiant comes along, he's going to be immune to Supergiant because he's a Black Order. So, interesting little mix there. Rocket and Groot, belonging to Guardians of the Galaxy, and it is a guardian, and it guards. Reinforcement. At the start of the next turn, leave the battlefield and return the battle gems that equal to their cost to you. Oh, the English in this game sometimes is really bad. Maybe this is one of the reasons why this game hasn't gone global yet. Guardian characters are good at protecting themselves from friendly characters. So, reinforcement. At the start of the next turn, leave the battlefield and return the battle gems. I'm hoping it goes back to the hand. And it returns the battle gems you spent on it. So, let's say 4. But then you can play it right again. So, it's an even... I'm thinking it goes to your hand. And then it can be played again. However, if you think the card is no longer useful, which an 8/7 for 4 does seem relatively useful, to be honest, especially since it guards. I don't know. Interesting mechanic, to say the least. My guess is that you get the gems back and then can play it immediately, if you so choose. Give all friendly Black Order characters plus 5 power permanently when somebody with this equipped defeats an enemy. Special action, deal 5 damage, trigger 3 times in each battle. You get it as a 3, so if you pull this early, I think even just the special action has a chance of killing people, which then feeds the spear. Now this is support, and I don't know if we have support Black Order yet. If you don't, or if the game doesn't, then this could get a little dangerous to try and have support characters equipping this when other Black Orders are just, well, there we go. Proxima Midnight is support. Puncture. Before taking an action, deal 4 damage to the non-Black Order character with the highest armor on both battlefields. Repeat 4 times. So, little dangerous right here to start mixing her with armor decks. It seems like, despite the fact that a lot of her team can play well in an armor deck, she is anti-armor. Because she might start smacking your own characters. If you're running... I mean, the kind of asp that's going to wipe a board with a Stormbreaker is going to be in some trouble with her around. If they have, a high amount of hit points, maybe they can weather the storm. But she's very, very dangerous. Moving along to 40, we have Corvus Glaive's Glaive. Oh, that's a mouthful. And it kind of looks a little weird over here. It looks sort of like it's chopped off. It's a weird representation of his glaive. Plus 8 power, last words. Summon a random friendly Black Order character that has been defeated in this battle. So this is pretty good to keep your Black Order on the field. It is a 6, so that means it's definitely up there. That's endgame material. And then you have Corvus Glaive, Invocation, assemble a Black Order card. After a friendly Black Order character launches an attack, we gotta fix the English again, defeat the target if they aren't Avengers. I find this to be a little bit odd because I don't think Avengers are that strong that you specifically need to have something that counters them. However, some of the higher cards in some decks are Avengers, so in a way it does make sense. Just seems a little sketchy to kind of call them out. But, MCU Origins, it fits the movies and everything. And, a Nick Fury'd Ultra Wasp, which I've done before, would fall victim to something like that. So at 45, you have a replace chip for legendary cards. You get a Nick Fury superhero skin. To who? Captain America? I wonder who he's the skin of. My guess is maybe Captain America. And then you get the Hela card back. Yeah, let's go check Captain America and see if it's him. No. That's a bit surprising. Who are you going to be the skin of? Huh. Maybe it's gonna be Cap. It's just not showing yet. That's very, very interesting. Let me take one more look at this over here to make sure I'm not smoking some of the hoobie-jooby over here. Superhero skin. I'm gonna guess Cap. Really? Yeah, really gonna guess Cap, to be honest. Because I can't imagine who else it would be, considering Captain Marvel already has a couple skins. So the store right now has a random legendary new card known as the Black Order Advanced Supply. So 20 of the Black Order pack vouchers and a Black Order legendary. Over here you have the basic, which is 10 of them and an epic. And it's only 66. So 66 is about 10 bucks and change. Specifically 10 bucks, and it's 11 bucks really, 11 12 bucks. Now the Black Order Advanced Supply at 186 is a really, really odd value. So that means it's 20, and that is only 50 right there. So really it's the 20, it's about 30 bucks to get the 120 and the 60 to get up to 180, and then hopefully you've got 6 left over from somewhere. This is really, really sketch. I actually kind of don't like the monetization of this one right over here. I mean, 186 falling in between 120. It's okay, so it's 20, it's 30, it's about 31, 32 bucks. It's going to require 3 purchases if you had none. That's a bit shit. Or, you know, going right for the $51 one at 300. I do think it is worth it to push towards this one, as a Black Order legendary I think would be pretty neat. So let's go to the collection and let us go first to Shield, because we got to look at Shield Agent. When this card enters your battlefield, if there is another Shield or Avengers card in your battlefield, this card gains 3 power, 3 armor. Pretty decent. I heard that that one was adjusted, but let's see. So the following card skills have changed. Lore. Gain 1 lore card for your card pool for every 3 lore cards that you've purchased. That's a bit of a tongue twister. Gain a lore card with the highest cost from your card pool for every 3. Hydra Infiltration, I heard about this one was going to get changed. Give a Hydra character last words, change 2 opponents with the lowest power into Hydra Elite Soldiers, let them take their action immediately. Now it is give 2 random Hydra characters last words, change the opponent with the lowest power into Hydra Elite Soldiers. So it's interesting. It means that you have to run a little bit more of a Hydra deck in order to use this, rather than doing a Zemo bomb. Shield Agent removed his guard skill. Really? That's the nerf? Okay. Widow's Aim. Previous skill once per battle before an opponent takes an action. If you have their level 2 or higher intelligence card, deal 200 damage to them. Now, Puncture. Once per battle before taking an action. If you have their level 2 or higher intelligence, deal N damage to them, where N is equal to 200 times the level of their intelligence card. That's a very interesting buff. I mean, the 200 damage is amazing, but to add Puncture to it, and then a multiplier, Woof. That's... Wow. That is really, really strong now. Undercover operation. At the start of the turn, gain one random intelligence card of your current opponent. Try not to repeat it with what you have. Pretty common. I've got it. Now it's at the start of the turn, gain one level 2 intelligence card. Ooh. That feeds right into the Widow's aim. I like that. Hero's Duty. This one I heard was getting shit on. Previously, hyperburst a character to 4, remove them at the start of the next turn. Now it's hyperburst a character to 4, remove them and their copies. I don't really think Shield is so bad. Guard might be a little strong early on if there were other Shield agents in Avengers, but I'm not really too sure why he took the nerf there, to be honest. Let's see. So Black Order does not have a category. So we're just going to go ahead and type this. And we'll see all the cards that we have. So we've seen Cull Obsidian, Ebony Persuasion, which I have. Hyperburst of Black Order to 4, remove them at the start of the next turn. So similar to Hero's Duty, it's cheap. So this is really, really interesting. I see this one's going to have a lot of use, I bet. Supergiant, we've talked about that. We've talked about pretty much all of these except for the Axe, which I now have 3 of. 10 power, defeat, give all friendly Black Order characters plus 5 power permanently. Really, really good with Black Order cards, but even without Black Order, a plus 10 power at 5, you know, that really isn't too bad. I think that's kind of strong. I think it's worth putting in some decks that don't even have Black Order in them. 10 power is pretty good. I mean, let's go over and look at the Bucky arm. So for 4, you get 8. For 10, you get 5. It's kind of about what you would expect, but then here at 6, you get 4, but it's critical hit, annihilate. And then 6 is the energy missile, dealing 16. So I think the Axe is just pretty good as, you know, semi-late game equipment over there. You do have to slot it. And 6 is a pretty common high-powered slot in a lot of areas. So kind of a contested spot. By the way, I do have a Juggernaut's helmet. Happy about it. Haven't really gotten a chance to use it yet. I do have a deck that has a Captain America shield in it. And I am successfully using a couple of the Crimson Gems of the Sidorak. I use that in my Black Widow deck. So, the decks that I've been running lately, Intelligence is just kind of a fun casual one. I never touch Summoner Heaven. Skildo is my main ladder deck. It used to be skill damage and Black Widow. Now it's mostly really a Mystic. I would call this the Black Mystic. Honestly now. Because it is mostly Black Widow cards. And the Doctor Strange cards that really do the deck. And it's not a lot of the Captain Marvel ones doing anything anymore. Kamala, sometimes. Stun Boys is a casual one for fun. I used to use it on the stream a lot. Pure Skill I haven't touched in a while. Should probably just delete it. I Love the Avengers, or I Love Avengers, is a fun casual deck when you're just memeing, trying to do Avengers stuff. Guards Ahoy is another one that I will ladder with. This one and the Black Widow deck are my 2 main ladder decks. It just depends on what dailies I have. Hydra is a fun little meme deck for casual. Dark Illusions is something I built a while ago and never really used thanks to the way that they've changed the dailies. And the starting deck is basically a Thor and Armor deck, but they've kind of been replaced by Guards Ahoy. So I could probably wipe out... I like the modifications I made to starting deck, so I would keep it for nostalgia. I could probably get rid of Dark Illusions and Summoner Heaven and be just about fine. probably might keep Summoner Heaven around and get rid of Pure Skill. I don't really know when I would ever use that one over there, which is just raw skill damage. So, I don't think we have anything new in Adventure, but a Black Order Adventure would be kind of fun, I think. Yeah, so I still have to do the Electra one. It got saved to last because it was a 6er. Do still need to do quite a lot more challenges. I'm just never in challenges at all anymore. Never have the time. So that's it. That's the Black Order update. Where these cards will start falling in the meta, I can't really say. I do think the Guards Ahoy deck could make some use out of the Black Order. This card is completely useless until you have other Black Order, so that's kind of interesting. It's literally like not paywall locked, but it's literally wall locked. The Proxima Spear, 5 damage 3 times at 3 is not too bad. That might actually go really well in my Black Widow deck, who has a lot of support characters. There's my Abigail Brand. Only have one of her, or actually I have 3 now. She is in my Guards Ahoy deck. I've only deployed her once. I have Ebony Maw, +1 action time. Before taking an action, dismantle the non-quest tactics card with the lowest cost on both battlefields. So he eats your own tactics. But probably I think this would be really good against Hela Hush Now stun decks. Don't really have a slot for him here, thanks to Zemo. But now I have to rethink Hydra Infiltration. I don't know. It depends. I think it would still apply to Zemo. There just wouldn't be another Hydra out there. I have to actually experience this one once to see how it goes. Don't really want to put a Juggernaut helmet in here because everybody's really a guard. And I like these two. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Nope. And Cull Obsidian's Axe really doesn't have a place in here. So at least this deck doesn't have much it could do with the Black Order. But the Spear could potentially go in my Widow deck. And that might be interesting. So there you go, guys. There is the Black Order update to Marvel Duel. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you've pulled any good cards yet for them. I think I will probably get this before it expires just to pull more Black Order cards there. I've had some reasonable success, as you can see, but nothing tremendous. And right now I have 0, so I would be eating at my 25. So there is the Super Scroll, which is reinforcement again, where he leaves the battlefield, you get your gem backs. When you drop him, select a friendly character and transform into a copy of them with 8 power. This is going to be really strong. I could see this comboing with some really interesting cards. Yeah. There's going to probably be some wicked Super Scroll cloning around there. So that's it, guys. What do you think of this update? And have you been playing lately? Have you been keeping up with it? I find I'm pretty addicted to the game. I feel like I do have to play this at least once a day, although there are some days where I just don't have the time. So, thanks a lot, folks. Have a good one.